All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Natalie with Imago Day Yoga. Happy New Year. It is finally 2021. And normally I kind of rush through an intro so I can get to teaching really quick, not to waste y'all's time. But I just wanted to say something simple for the new year. And that is, I wanted to recognize that I've been very lucky this year. Like I actually was really blessed in 2020, outside of not getting to see my friends and some family members. That was sad. But other than that, like I was actually really lucky. But I know for a lot of people that's not the case. And for that reason, I'm really excited to see 2020 go and welcome 2021. There's something really powerful about us collectively saying goodbye to the old year, saying goodbye to the past, and saying hello, having some hope for the new year. And I think that's really powerful. So keep on that, have some resolve. You got this. 2021 is going to be better for you. I hope, I pray, I believe. So hang in there. And for this yoga session, I just wanted to say that I will be changing up the format, kind of getting things hopefully a little bit more in line with what y'all would like to see, what I would want to teach. And so next week, starting next week, this class is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be only 30 minutes long. I'll start it at 11:45 instead of 11:30, and it'll end at 12:15. And it's going to be a little bit more geared for beginners. And I'm doing that because my all levels is kind of a little bit geared towards beginners with a little bit harder stuff thrown in there, but this time it's going to be more purposeful. I'm going to actually slow down a little bit more, take y'all through the steps a little bit easier. So I think that'll be fun. And then on top of that, I'm going to be adding my workout yoga class regularly on Tuesday evenings. And then a meditation class is going to start, not next week, but the week after that. We're going to go through an introductory course, if you will, on meditation. It's going to start real simple. They're going to be short classes because meditation can actually be really daunting, even for me to like sit there and be like, okay, I want to calm down, be still. It's a challenge. And so I'm going to help us, all of us, walk through meditation. That'll be happening on late night evenings, Monday night. And don't be intimidated by the times when we start. If it's a late time, or not a good time for you, all these videos stay up so you can watch them at your convenience whenever. But I do enjoy when you can show up live. I see someone on right now. Hello. So yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Please subscribe. Please like my channel. That helps me out. And also hit the notification bell so that you do know when these classes go live. And like I said, I'm going to try to be more purposeful with each of the classes. So even the workout yoga, we're going to be concentrating on core through the month of January, trying to get back our abs after all of the great holiday treats. I'm definitely feeling it. So anyways, okay, I finally said enough. I'm going to go back to the mat. If y'all aren't already there, y'all can get there too. And we'll get started. All right, so find a comfortable seated position and shut down the eyes. We'll start with some deep breathing. Take a big inhale in through the nose and exhale. We'll do that again. Take your time. Big inhale. Exhale, release. One more time. Concentrate on the air coming into the body and then letting it go. Next, inhale, bring the arms up. Touch the palms overhead, drop one arm down. We're going to get a side stretch, reaching over, staying in this posture. A big inhale into the side of the body. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring it up to the center, touch the palms. Exhale, other side, reaching toward the corner. Big inhale into the side of the body. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring it up to center, touch those palms overhead. Exhale, fold. Take one big breath in the fold, big inhale, and release. Inhale, come back up to a sitting position. If it feels okay, switch the cross of the legs and then close the eyes again. Big inhale, take your time with it. Feel that air coming in and exhaling it out. Two more like that. You can do it at your own pace, trying to pay attention to the air coming in, filling the lungs, feeling the chest, and then exhaling it out of the body. One more time, big inhale. And letting it go. And then when you're ready, next inhale, the arms will come back up. You'll touch those palms overhead and then get a little bit of a twist, putting the right hand on left knee and looking over the left shoulder. Take a big inhale And exhale in the twist. And inhale it back up to center, touch those palms. Exhale, go the other way. Another big inhale. And release. Inhale it back up to center, touch those palms. Exhale, fold over the crossed legs. Big inhale in this fold, and release it out. And then next inhale, you're gonna come up and find your way into a tabletop pose. So you wanna check, make sure the knees are directly under hips, hands are directly under the shoulders. And when you inhale again, you're gonna drop the stomach, lift that chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back, pulling the pelvis in and looking back towards your thighs. Big arch. Inhale, drop that stomach, lift that chest, look up. Exhale, other way. Take your time, move through the flow. Remembering to breathe with the movement. Feeling out the spine. Maybe try to go vertebrae by vertebrae, taking your time with it. Couple more, keep going. Then we're going to slowly start to come to a neutral spine back in tabletop. And then you're going to take the right hand out, pinky side down, left leg out and back. You can take it up off the mat if you'd like. Pause. And then we're going to, if you can, exhale, bring elbow and knee to center, crunching into the middle. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Last one, exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend again. And you can hold it here if you'd like to try. You can bend the back knee and reach back with your hand. Try to grab the foot. If you can't, that's okay. Reaching still counts. And then let go if you did that. And put the hand down, put the foot down. And then take a breath, inhaling to drop that stomach and lift the chest and look up. Exhaling, arch the back, just one cat and cow. Then come back to neutral spine. We're going to do the other side. Lift the left arm out, pinky side down. Right leg out and back, lifting it off the ground if that feels okay. And with an exhale, bring elbow and knee to center if you want to. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Last one. Exhale, crunch to the center. Inhale, extend, pause. An option to bend that back knee and reach back for the foot. And then go ahead and let go, stretching it out before putting the hand down and the knee back down. We'll walk the hands out in front of us and drop the chest down. Coming into puppy pose, the goal is to stretch the shoulders and the back a little bit, reaching the heart towards the mat as the hands are pressing forward. Deep breaths in your puppy pose. Concentrating that breath on the heart. Couple more breaths. And we'll slowly sink back into a child's pose, big toes together, knees wide. And you'll take the body down, hips sinking back toward the heels. If you're a little tight, you might be up here, that's okay. Just try to sink the hips back and relax. This time, taking the breath all the way down to the base of the spine so you'll feel your stomach and lower back expand with the breath. And releasing it out. A couple more of those big breaths. Next inhale, start to press into the mat. Exhale. Then when you're inhaling again, you're going to come forward into straight arm plank. You can stay down on your knees if that's easier. But if you can, try to come up into a full straight arm plank and check on the posture. The middle finger should be pointed toward the top of the mat. And when you bend your elbows, they should be rotated so that they stay close to the rib cage. Then once you got that set, you can push the hips up and back for downward facing dog. In down dog, the energy is flowing up and back, so you're pushing back and up at the same time while your hands are spread wide for best support. You can bend the knees a little bit. I actually find that helpful to get the lift. You don't always want to have straight legs and everything. Sometimes bending the knees is better and more beneficial. And if you're trying to work out the hamstrings, mine are always tight. You can slowly walk the dog, bending one knee and then the other, pedaling the feet gently. Never overstretch. Make sure the neck is loose, looking back toward the thighs. Keep breathing. All right, take one more big inhale, exhale breath. And then on the next inhale, you're going to slowly start to bend the knees, and as you exhale, look forward and hop or step to the front of the mat for forward fold. You'll inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down. And inhale, lift it up. Give a big stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. Press down firmly into the mat with all four corners of the feet. Lift up through the thighs and the stomach. Inhale, raising the body up. Roll the shoulders down and back. Exhale it out. Another big inhale, staying active in your mountain. Exhale, release. Big inhale, lifting you up high. Exhale, letting it go. The next inhale, take the arms up, give a stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Make sure the knees are bent, connecting stomach to thighs. Neck needs to be loose, looking back towards your knees. Keep breathing. Couple breaths. And next inhale, come up halfway. Exhale it down. Then inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. Take one more big breath. Big inhale. Exhale. Then inhale, arms up. Stretch it up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands and hop or step it back into plank pose. We'll chaturanga down towards the mat. And then push it back up for an upward facing dog. Be gentle. It's the first one. You don't want to overstretch the back. And then come up into your downward facing dog. Hips going up and back. Check in on the posture. You need to feel that lift pushing you back. Hands are wide, giving you the best support you can. And maybe knees are still a little bent, still gently working out the hamstrings. A few more breaths. Keep breathing. All right, one more big breath. And then as you inhale, slowly start to bend the knees. Look forward, exhale, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, take it back down. And inhale, reach it up. Get that stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. Just take one big breath into the heart. Big inhale. Exhale, release. And inhale the arms back up. This time taking the feet out to about hips width distance. And you'll drop one arm down and lean over, pushing the hand up to the corner of the room. Don't lean over too far. You want it to reach up while the hips push out to the side. Bringing the body into a crescent shape. Big inhale into the side of the body. And release. The next inhale, come back up to center. Touching the palms before going the other way. Big push of the hips. Hand reaching up into the corner of the room. Take a breath. Then inhale it back up to center. Stretch it up and then exhale, fold. Feet still at about hips width distance. Knees bending still to connect stomach to thighs. Make sure neck is loose. Maybe shake the head. Looking back between the knees. You might grab opposite shoulders. You can even slowly swing side to side if that feels good. If not, you can stay still. Keep breathing. And then you'll slowly inhale to come up halfway. Exhale to take it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Palms together, feet together. Bring the hands down to heart center. 2 big breaths. You can take them on your own. Focus on your mountain. Focus on the moment. Big breaths. And next, inhale, bring the hands back up. Exhale, fold, plant those hands, step it back into your plank pose. Again, chaturanga halfway down. Inhaling to push it up. And then exhaling back, downward facing dog. Big breaths as you check in on your down dog posture. And keep breathing. Being mindful of how your body feels and the airflow as the air comes in. A couple more breaths. All right, here in just a moment, we're going to come into Warrior One. For Warrior One, we're going to start with our right leg, but the left leg goes out first. And what you're going to do is you're going to step it forward just a smidge and plant it down at an angle, giving you a little leverage as you step the right foot up, not too far, at the opposite corner of the mat. You want a nice wide stance, so get the feet all the way to the edges of the mat, and it doesn't have to be very wide. And when you're ready, inhale, bringing the body up. Making sure you have good balance and hips are squared towards the front. If that means a shorter stance, that's fine. You can lengthen it if you feel like you can keep the hips squared to the front. Inhale, arms come up. Warrior One. Front knee is bent, back knee is mostly straight. Heel still planted on the ground at a slight angle. Big breath, big inhale. And exhale. Do that again. Big inhale. Exhale, breath. Next, inhale, so really stretch it up, and as you exhale, bend the elbows, draw the shoulder blades together, open up the heart, look up. Inhale, bring the arms up. Do that again, exhale, bring the elbows down, squeezing the shoulder blades, look up. Inhale, bring the hands back up, stretching them high, then exhale, bring those shoulder blades back together, opening up the heart, looking up. Inhale, bring the hands together, and then you're going to bring this foot in just a little bit, keeping the feet now, both feet are going forward, front knee is straight. You can bring the hands down, maybe reach back. If you can, clasp the hands behind you. If not, that's okay. Just reach back and then lean forward, coming into pyramid pose. So both feet are now, the toes are facing the front of the mat, front knee is straight, and I'm only going down to where I feel a little bit of a stretch. Straight back. Body staying lifted, not jumping forward. Keep breathing. Couple more big breaths. Then you're going to inhale, release. Bring yourself up. You can bend that knee as you step the back foot up to meet the front. Reach up taller, then exhale, fold it back down. Coming in to a forward fold, check in on the neck, make sure it's loose. And then inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, reach it up. Big stretch, palms together, down to heart center. Take one big breath into the heart, big inhale. And release. Then inhale, arms back up. And then exhale, we're going to have a seat into chair, so just bending the knees, keeping the tailbone tucked, chest lifted, gaze just kind of falling forward. We'll take a few breaths here, keep breathing. And don't worry about how deep your squat is. It's just a little thigh activation, little legs, getting them warmed up. And depending on your hips, you might step the feet out a little bit. If you're uncomfortable, you can always adjust, keep breathing. And then next inhale, you'll lift it up, push hips forward, lift the chest, get a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, pause in your fold, take a breath. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, get a stretch, reaching up tall. And then exhale, fold forward, planting the hands and stepping it into your plank pose. Chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, push it up for an upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing dog. And breathe, big inhales. Couple more big breaths. Check in on your posture. Make sure you're lifting up and back through the hips, pushing back. And then we're going to set up for Warrior One on the left side. So you're going to first step out with the right foot just a little bit, bringing it toward the edge of the mat and setting it down at a little bit of an angle, heel coming down to the mat. And then you're going to step the left foot up at the opposite corner, not too far, just where it feels comfortable. And then inhale your body up and check in on your stance. If you want to step forward a little bit, you can, or step back, finding where Warrior One fits for you. Hips squared to the front, arms lifted, big inhale. And exhale. Do that again. Breathe it in, big inhale. And release it out. Then inhale again, stretching it up. This time as you exhale, bring the shoulder blades together. Open up that heart, look up. Inhale, reach up high, stretch it up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend, open that heart, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach it up one more time. Exhale, bring the elbows down. Inhale, reach it up. And then we're gonna come into our pyramid pose, straighten the front knee and bring the back foot in just a little bit this time. Both sets of toes facing the front of the mat. And then bring the arms down, reach back behind you. Try to grab your hands if you can. If not, reaching back is just fine. And lean forward just to where you feel the stretch. And breathe. Make sure you're keeping your body lifted and not just dumping forward. Maybe you're able to go really deep into this pose. Maybe you're like me, way up here, and that is totally fine. Just find where the stretch feels good. You should feel it right along the hamstrings. Breathe into the stretch, couple more breaths. All right, start to bend that knee and bring yourself up, releasing the hands, and then back foot steps up to meet the front as you reach up, and then forward fold. Make sure those knees are bent. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Stretching tall, palms together and down to heart center. Press down firmly into the mat. Take a couple breaths. Being here, being present. Make sure to inhale as you lift the body up, pulling the ribcage in and up. And exhale, pressing down with the feet. One more like that, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then inhale, take the arms up. We're having another seat and chair, bending the knees, maybe adjusting if you need to, making sure the tailbone is tucked a little bit. Hands raised, chest lifted, gaze gently in front of you. Keep breathing. A few more breaths in our chair pose. Keep breathing. Take about 2 more breaths. And then next inhale, you're going to slowly start to lift up, push hips forward, lift the chest, a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, pause in your forward fold. Make sure the neck is loose, looking back toward the knees. Then you'll inhale up halfway. Exhale to take it back down. Inhale, lift it up. Get that stretch, palms together and down to heart center. One big inhale into your heart. Exhale, release. And inhale, arms up, stretch it up. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step it into your plank. And lower it down, chaturanga. Inhale for an upward facing dog. And then exhale it back. Downward facing, pushing hips up and back, chest reaching for your thighs. Neck loose. And breathe. Couple more really big breaths, breathing it in. And then next inhale, hinge forward back into the plank pose, and this time lower all the way down to the mat. Once you get there, you're going to take your right ear to the mat, stretch your hands out into a T, and then we're going to roll over the right shoulder. To do that, you can use your left hand to push the body up on the side. My right arm is staying extended out. As I roll over the shoulder, try to find where this is comfortable for you. It might be a deep twist where you take the top arm back behind you, or maybe it's shallow where you're kind of coming forward a little bit. Find where it feels right for your shoulder and your body. And keep breathing. I'll take a few more breaths right here, trying to relax into the twist. Couple more big breaths. And you'll slowly come to center, taking the left ear to the mat this time. Left arm staying stretched out and bending the right arm in to push you up onto your side. Finding where it feels good on this side as well. And taking those deep breaths, breathing into the stretch and trying to relax. Couple more big breaths. And then slowly start to bring it back to center. And we're going to work on the back just a little bit and take the hands directly behind you and lift the chest up. And then if you can, lift the legs as well using the glutes. Keep breathing. Might be a little shallow, but you can breathe in this stretch. Or actually, it's back activation. Activating the glutes, the back, really lifting up. And then let yourself down slowly with an exhale breath. We're going to come up again, lifting the chest, lifting the legs, activating the glutes. Keep breathing. And then go ahead and let it back down. And this time you can do the same pose, or you can bend the knees and grab the inside edges of the feet at the arch. If you are able to grab the feet, inhale, lift the chest and kick back. Coming in to bow. Keep breathing. Picking up with the legs. And slowly release. And let yourself down. And then you're going to push yourself up and back into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, and body sinking down. Make sure to take deep breaths down the back, especially since you just worked it out. Big inhales all the way down. And then releasing them out. Continue with that breath. You should feel the lower back and stomach expanding as you breathe. And releasing it out. Take a few more breaths. Next, inhale. Slowly press into the palms. Exhale, release. Then inhale, walk the hands up and slowly start to bring yourself up. Take your time with it. Go slow. You don't want to get dizzy. You're going to come to the tops of your knees as we set up for camel. So just raising the body up high on the knees, embracing the lower back. We're going to do a couple of these big back bends. So make sure to protect the back. You're going to stay active in the front of the body. Hips pushing forward, chest lifting. This is where the bend comes from. And then once you have that activated, you're going to look back with the head. Coming into as deep a back bend as feels good. Don't overdo it. Keep breathing. And slowly start to come forward. And you'll bring the crown of the head to the ground, coming into rabbit. So crown of the head comes down to the ground, and then you reach back for your ankles or feet for leverage as you lift the hips. Keep breathing. And slowly sink the hips back down towards the feet or towards the ankles. Coming into a child's pose. Big breaths, go all the way down the back. Trying to release any tension you may have built up there.
Big breaths. Let it go. Next, inhale, I'm going to very slowly start to bring the body up again, taking your time. And once you got there to the tops of your knees, you're going to brace the lower back again and prepare for another camel. This time when you're coming into camel, if you want a full camel, you can reach back for the heels. Make sure your back is ready for it. Be gentle. Big inhale, pushing hips forward, lifting the chest, looking back. Keep breathing. At this point, if you want to go a little farther and reach for the heels, I'm not going to do that because my back is still recovering from when I hurt it in Thanksgiving. But if you want to, you can do that. Keep breathing. And if you did come into full camel, slowly start to come back up, and then we're going to all bend forward, slowly coming back into that rabbit pose to bring the crown of the head to the ground and reach back for those heels, keeping the hips lifted. Couple breaths as we undo the back bend. And then slowly sink the hips back down, coming into your child's pose. You can keep the arms close to the body or extend them out, whatever you want to do. And take those deep breaths down the back. Couple more big breaths. And then next inhale, become active in the hands, pressing firmly into the mat. Exhale. Next inhale, you hinge forward into your plank pose. Checking in on the posture. And then when you're ready, push the hips up and back for downward facing dog. And breathe. Big inhale breaths to any remaining tension you're feeling. Hopefully the hamstrings are starting to loosen a little bit. Couple more big breaths. And next inhale, take the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. You can bend that knee to open up the hip. And then if you want to, if it's in your practice, you can stay right here, or you can flip the dog, bringing the right foot back behind you, close to the left foot before flipping the body over, taking the right arm around, and breathe. If you flipped, come back over, coming back into your three-legged dog. Everyone extend their leg back out, reaching it up high. And then you'll slowly bend it, bring that knee in for the right wrist. So right knee, right wrist, and leg falling at a slight angle for pigeon. Back leg needs to be extended out, squaring the hips to the front of the mat. And once you're set up, you can stay up tall or slowly start to sink the body down, relaxing into pigeon pose. We'll be here for about a minute. I'll set our timer. All right, and then just breathe into the stretch. Big inhales and exhales. And then if there's any other tension, take the breath there, whether that's mental, emotional, or physical. Imagine the breath flowing there. It helps trigger the brain to help relax it. All right, you're going to slowly start to come up. Take your time. Bringing your right leg back behind you and finding your way into a downward facing dog. Once you get there, you can move the right leg around if you need to, getting the blood flow back. And just keep on breathing. Stretch it out if you want to. Take one more big inhale, exhale breath. And then next, inhale, take the left leg up and back for three-legged. Same option here to bend the knee to open up the hip. And then if it's in your practice or if you want to try, you can flip the dog, keeping the left leg close to the right as you flip it over. And then take your left arm up and around. Big breath. Take a breath. And then slowly flip it back over, bringing the left leg up and back. And then bending that knee, bringing left knee to left wrist, leg falling at a slight angle. Right leg stretching out back behind you, hips squared to the front of the mat for pigeon. And once you find your spot, once again, you can stay up or slowly start to sink down, relaxing into your pigeon pose. And once again, we'll be here for about a minute. So just breathe, trying to relax. All right, once again, slowly start to lift yourself up, taking your time. Finding your way into a downward facing dog, lifting that tailbone up and back, and taking your time to move the left leg around as you need to. Keep breathing, big breaths. All right, take another big inhale, exhale breath. Next inhale, we're going to come back into three-legged, bringing the right leg up and back. And then you bend that knee, try to bring it in towards your nose as close as you can and step it through for a low lunge. If it doesn't quite make it, if it's like way back here, you can use your hand to help walk it up. Getting the foot in between the hands, making sure to not track the knee over the feet. You want to keep it as straight as possible. Back heel is up off the ground. Hips squared to the front. And then inhale, we're going to come up briefly just for one crescent lunge. Big inhale, reach it up. Exhale it out. I should say one crescent lunge on this side. Then step the back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. We're going to flow this a little quickly. Inhale, raise it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. One big inhale. Exhale, release it. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step it into your plank. Chaturanga, lower it down halfway. Inhale, push it up. Exhale, push it back. Downward dog. Breathe, big inhale. Exhale. Take two more big breaths. Focusing on your down dog. And next, inhale, left leg goes up and back, three-legged dog. And then you're going to bend that knee in towards your nose as best as you can. And then step it through, moving your foot up between the hands as best as you can, coming into that low lunge. Check in on the stance. Back heel needs to be up off the ground, hips squared to the front. And when you're ready, inhale, come up for that crescent lunge on this side. Big inhale, reach it up. Exhale. Inhale, reach up one more time, and then exhale, fold forward. Stepping the back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down. Then inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. We'll take a few big breaths, pressing firmly down into the earth. Inhaling, growing taller. Feeling all the muscles contract, lifting us up. Exhale, let it go. Check in on the shoulders, make sure they're relaxed down and back as you inhale, get into the heart. Release. Do one more of those big breaths. And let it go. You're going to slowly start to set up for a balancing posture. You're going to press down firmly into the left side, right knee popping up off the mat. Inhale, take it up for a knee raise. Lifting that knee up, the right side, lifting the hands. Pause here, take a breath. Then you're slowly open up that knee to the side. Maybe extend the other arm out for a counterbalance. We'll take another breath here, big inhale. Release. And slowly start to plant that foot on yourself, coming in to a tree. Your hands can go up, reaching up tall, or they can come down to heart center wherever you want them. And breathe. And be forgiving of yourself if you fall out. That just means you found yourself a challenge for this morning. And that's totally great. So if you fall out, come right back, keep breathing. Few more breaths, challenging balance and strength and focus. When you're practicing a balancing posture, it often helps to find this unmoving spot in front of you and stare it down. 2 more big breaths. All right, slowly bring that knee back to center. You'll kick it out in front of you, take the arms up, and then place the foot down, reach up taller. Exhale, fold, pause in the fold. Take a breath. And then inhale for a half lift. Exhale, get back down. Then inhale, lift it up. Get a stretch, palms together down to heart center. As we start to prepare for the other side, take a big inhale. And exhale for grounding. And start to press down firmly into the right side. Left knee pops up this time. Inhale slowly to come up for a knee raise on this side. Take a breath. We're going to open up the knee to the side. The right arm can come down as a counterbalance. Big inhale, breathe. And then just slowly plant the foot on yourself and lift the hands up or bring them down to heart center. Big inhale into the heart, finding the challenge on this side. And this side might be different. I have my foot up decently high, but if you have it down here or down in the kickstand, wherever your challenge is, or maybe you have it up higher in a lotus, half lotus, find what feels good for you and breathe. Just a few more breaths, enjoying the challenge wherever you're at. Two more big breaths. And you'll slowly start to bring your knee back to center. Kick that foot out, lift the hands up, and then step the foot down, reaching it tall before forward folding. You'll pause in the forward fold, take a couple breaths deep down the back. Make sure the neck is loose. Then you'll inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Get a nice stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. Take a moment, step the feet all the way out to the corners of the mat. Give a little bit wider of a stance. Inhale, take the arms up. And then exhale, squat down. Bending the knees, taking the hips as low as you can into Malasana. Arms are lifted, chest is still lifted. Keep breathing. And inhale it back up, push those hips forward, lift the chest, little back bend, and then exhale, fold. Legs still at the corners of the mat. Make sure the neck is loose, looking back between the knees. Take a couple breaths. 2 more big breaths in this fold. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, lift up. Get a big stretch, palms together, feet together, hands down to our heart center. Take one big inhale. And exhale. Inhale again. This time as you exhale, we're going to sink down to a toe stand. So get your hips as close as you can to your heels. You can sit down on them. If you are up kind of high, that's okay. Just stay active in the muscles. So you just keep supporting. Just means a little more challenge for you. If you can sink down to the heels, focus on the balance. And if you are balanced and you want to, you can twist to one side. Keep breathing. Bring it back to center. And go the other way. Couple breaths. Then bring it back to center. Then everyone, we're going to have a seat on the mat, bringing the soles of the feet together. Coming into butterfly, and then inhale to straighten the back. Exhale to fold. We'll be here for several breaths, so find where the stretch feels good. And breathe. Maybe massage the feet a little bit while you're here if you want that. Squeezing the toes, the soles. We're just focusing on the stretch, pushing the knees down, if that feels okay. Couple more breaths. And next, inhale, lift up slowly, bring the knees together and push them out in front of you. You might want to adjust a little bit so that you're on the top of your sits bones. And then inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. You can bend the knees in this fold also if the hamstrings are still a little tight, reaching for the feet. We'll take several breaths here in this fold also. Big, deep breaths. Take 2 more breaths, targeting the stretch. And you'll slowly lift the body up and bend the knees, planting the feet on the mat. You're going to set up for boat. So once you have the feet planted on the mat, you can decide how you want to do boat because it is mostly for the core activation, but sometimes the back can get a little strained. So it might feel better to keep the feet planted, arms lifted, and just lean back. Or maybe if hands are planted and feet are lifted. Or if it feels okay, feet lifted and hands lifted. We're going to hold. So keep breathing wherever you're at in this pose. Big breaths. And if your hands are lifted, you can bring them up, pretending to hold a ball. Maybe bring them over to one side, twisting. Bring it back up to center. Go the other way. Back up to center. Lower it down towards the knees. Take the hands out wide. And then bring them back to center. Everyone extend down to low boat if that feels okay. Pause. Bring it back up to high boat. And then take it back down to low boat. Pause. And then lower all the way down. Extend your hands out, getting a big full body stretch on your mat. And then slowly relax down, bending the knees up towards your chest. And then hugging them in, reach up, grabbing the knees, pulling them in as tight as you can. If you want, you can take another big inhale, exhale, forehead to knees, really rounding everything. And then if you did that, lower back down. And you'll take the feet straight up in the air for waterfall. Pause here, we'll take a couple breaths. Energy's flowing up through the legs, out through the soles of the feet, keeping them flexed, keeping them strong. Another breath. And you'll slowly start to bend those knees. Grab the outside edges of the feet. for happy baby. And you can rock side to side, massaging the spine. If that feels okay, you can always just remain still. Continuing to breathe, trying to relax. And happy baby, you can also extend one foot and then the other, getting a little bit different stretch. It's another option for you, if that feels okay. A couple more breaths. Then inhale the feet back up into your waterfall, taking a couple more breaths. Big inhales, staying strong through the legs. And then slowly start to bend those knees back towards the chest. You're going to take the soles of the feet back to the mat. Try and keep the feet close to the body so maybe you can touch the heels with the tips of your fingers as we set up for bridge. So plant the hands down beside you and use them as a little leverage as you lift the hips and pull the shoulder blades together to lift the chest for bridge. Keep breathing. A few more breaths. Activating those muscles. Keep pushing up with the hips. Shoulder blades squeeze tightly together to keep the chest lifted. And one more big breath. Then bring the hips back down to the mat. You can pull the knees in for just a moment, relaxing the spine. We're going to do that one more time here in a second. So when you're ready, plant the feet down on the mat again, keeping the heels close towards the body. And then inhale to push the hips up, squeeze the chest together, the shoulder blades together. And this time, if you want to, maybe try to grab your hands underneath your body, coming into an even deeper pose, pushing the chest up a little bit higher, hips still lifted. And we'll just do a couple more breaths. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time. Breathe it in. And then let it go. And slowly sink down back towards the mat. Bend those knees in. Hug them in tight. You can rock side to side here if that feels good. And then you're going to take the hands out to a T. We're going to get a big spinal twist, so drop the knees over to one side and look over the opposite shoulder. Find where this twist feels good. You can always lessen it by bringing one side up, off a little bit, gently making the twist a little bit more gentle, or if you need it a little more intense, you can take the top leg off and extend it out. Wherever you are, try to relax, breathing into your twist. We'll be here for several breaths, so try to relax. Couple more big breaths. And slowly inhale the knees back to center. Give your spine a moment to settle. And when you're ready, take the knees over to the other side. And look over the other shoulder. Adjusting as you need to for this side, it might be different from the other, and that's okay. And just keep breathing and relaxing. couple more big breaths. And slowly start to bring the knees back to center. Relax that spine into the mat. You'll bring the arms back down by your sides and take the feet straight up in the air for waterfall. We'll take about 3 breaths, big inhales as you feel the energy flowing up through the legs, keeping them strong, feet flexed. One more big breath. You're going to lower down into Shavasana. If it feels okay, you're going to slowly, gradually start to lower the legs, keeping the feet flexed, staying strong as you lower them down to the mat. If this is too much on your back, you can bend the knees back into the chest and extend them out one at a time, coming into a relaxed Savasana pose. But if you can do this, try to take your time, getting that one last core activation as you sink down into Shavasana. And then once you're there, once the heels touch the mat, relax everything. Maybe take another big inhale, exhale breath. Targeting any tension you're feeling, do that again. Big inhale. Release. Shut down the eyes. You're going to slowly start to check in on the parts of the body. Making sure they're nice and relaxed. And start with the forehead, making sure there's no crease in that brow. Jaws unclenched. And feel your shoulders down against the mat. Feel the arms, both left and right, are heavy. Your legs are heavy on the mat. You can feel the spine against the mat. Your body heavy against the earth. Your breath might start to become more shallow as you relax. And let your mind go. If thoughts enter your mind, you can acknowledge them, but let them go, choosing to focus on peace, on presence, letting yourself have this moment. We'll be here for about 3 more minutes, so just relax, enjoying where you're at, and I'll call you back when it's time. Slowly start to deepen your inhale breaths, bringing awareness back to the body. Oh no. Oh. I don't think you can see me. Well, if y'all can hear me. Deepen the inhale breaths. And start to move fingers and toes, waking them up. Come into a full body stretch before relaxing back down. I'm going to start to bend the knees in towards the chest. And hugging them in tight. And rolling over into the fetal position. And when you're ready, come to a seated position on the mat. We'll take a big inhale breath. And exhale it out. You'll do that again, taking your time, big breath. And release. Do that one more time, this time taking your time with it and holding at the top for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, let it go. Next, inhale, you'll take the arms up, stretch them up, palms together and down to heart center. Thank you for taking time for yourself in this new year and hope to see you back again. Namaste. All right, y'all, thank you. Sorry about losing video, but I think y'all can still hear me. So until next time, I will start next week with a regular workout class, which will hopefully not have more technical errors. I do have some upgrades to bring to my system. I just have to figure out how to plug them in. So hopefully that'll work out. So I'll see y'all next week for either workout or more beginner yoga or both. So see y'all then. Namaste.